SharePoint Online is the equivalent of the SharePoint 2007 environment. Those that are familiar with SharePoint know that it provides collaboration and portal, and it can do things like enterprise content management, it can do enterprise search, you can create business forms, business intelligence, and you can actually develop on the platform. The security is the same as the Exchange Online environment, where the data is stored at Microsoft's data centers. Access control and antivirus is built in and is standard. There is again the 9-layer data protection with encryption on sending, encryption on transit, and encryption on storage. Data backups is built into the system with a 30-day recycle bin, and all services and supports have the 99.9% SLA. The deployment again is quite flexible, where you can have a SharePoint cloud solution, but your data could still be on-premise. You can create your custom templates, and you can actually do data migrations. We're seeing customers taking the old file server technology and migrating the file servers into a SharePoint environment now. The simplified management of this is one of the big bonuses. You don't have to learn how to build and deploy SharePoint sites. These things take minutes now to do. And again, you don't have to worry about data migrations or software migrations or upgrades or patches. Live Meeting is the product that we're using right now, and it is, I suppose, one of the best advantage tools of the lot. A lot of people are unaware of its capabilities, but not only is it great for web conferencing, but it's also useful for online meetings, especially for organizations that are stretched across cities, countries, and the globe. 250 users are limited to attend per live meeting, and you are able to record those meetings. So you can host these, and you can share this information. You can highlight and present whiteboards. You can highlight documents, as we're doing right now, or show the desktop. There is a very rich media and video conferencing solution with it. There are some limitations based on obviously your bandwidth, etc., but you can distribute handouts, and you can basically connect participants. Licensing for live meeting is based on the person holding the meeting, so you only need to be, as the presenter, you only need a license, whereas attendees do not have to be part of the organization, can be based outside like yourselves. Again, it conforms to Microsoft's reliability and trustworthy service, and the product is integrated with Active Directory, so you can see the user lists. Office Communications Online is the product suite that is basically the instant messaging and presence service. Again, this is integrated into Active Directory, and there is a full address book search, distribution lists. Now, you can do file transfers with the current version, but there is limited types of files. Again, we're trying to keep it safe and secure, and you can do one-to-one audio and video chats as well. There is filtering and multi-layer data protection, so not like URLs, etc., will be filtered. The communication system is integrated into the Microsoft Office environment. We recommend Office 2007 as a minimum for most environments, and Exchange integration as well as SharePoint integration is built in. So if you are basically in the office and your calendar says that you're at your desk, a little green light across your name on your SharePoint or your Exchange environment is passed on, so other people know that you're available. Again, the simplified management is one of the key features of this system. It's always up to date with a 24/7 support and a very simple management environment. Right, now I'm going to just briefly go through a demonstration of this. We're going to do a logical workflow. In future demonstrations we're going to do deep dives, but for now we're just going to cover how you create your environment, how you create your live ID, your setup, and then once we've got that, we're going to go through and do a little admin console walkthrough. Once we've done that, we're going to have a look at basically how the system hangs together and works and how simple it is to administer. And we're going to look at the sign-in tool, and we're going to look at the cloud on and off-premise environments. So the first thing that we basically need to do is open up our web browser and connect up to Microsoft Online. Now, through IMGroup-Online, we have a link that leads you straight through to the trial. Now, whether it be the trial or the real environment, this is literally how you connect up. To sign in or to create your account, you only need one live ID account. Now, this is only for the administrator, so this is your IT tech services staff member would sign in and create the account. So once we sign in, we are presented with the Business Productivity Online Suite. Now, because I've already signed in, it's already saying you already have one, but you'd literally follow the instructions. You don't need a credit card or anything at the trial, but we do encourage you to put as much of your details as possible in there, so if you need to contact Microsoft Help, they have your active, up-to-date details. Once you have followed the information through, you'll be then sent an email to your live ID email address, and the email looks something along the lines of this, where it gives you your admin account and a temporary password. This admin account now gives you the access to sign into Microsoft's environment. So let's follow that straight in. Right, now I'm going to sign in under my own admin account. And this is where your IT staff will literally be doing all the work. As we can see, the first thing that we see on is that there are 3 or 4 sections. The left-hand side is pretty much just documentation or where to find information. So this is pretty much important URLs, places where to get help. The right-hand side column is basically your actions or your tasks, and your center column is basically telling you where you are. So if we are at our home and we can see that our Exchange Online is healthy, we click on that, we can see that our mail flow, our connections and our Outlook Web Access is all running fine. Our SharePoint environment is healthy and our SharePoint servers are all up, and as you can see, I've deliberately put down a service, so we can see that our directory synchronization was synchronized more than 2 days ago. What that means is that I have set up our Active Directory credentials and details to be sent into the cloud, which we'll look at very shortly. As you can see from here, we can add new users and view user lists, etc. Let's actually have a look at the user list, and this is basically an overview of all our user accounts. These little icons along here tell you basically if they're Active Directory synchronized or they're just manually created user accounts. You can get a very quick overview of them, and as you can see, there's not that much work. If we were to administer a particular account, as you can see, we can reset a user password, delete the user, or edit the user's properties. Now, because this user is part of Active Directory, Microsoft recommend that you edit their details through your Active Directory, which is then synchronized into the cloud. Once you make a change in Active Directory, it normally takes 3 hours, but you can manually force that change in minutes. So we can actually assign this person to be an administrator, and we can actually assign the type of service we want them to have. And as you can see, I've deliberately restricted their mailbox down to 5 gigabytes. So that's the user component. Domains are the domains that you register. Now these are your email domains, so we're looking at basically IMGroup-online as an email domain, and you can add multiple domains. When you first sign into Microsoft, Microsoft assign you their own domain so you can do testing with it. As you can see, Microsoft has assigned us imgroup.emea.microsoftonline.com, and EMEA, Europe, Middle East and Africa, is obviously where our data center is and where our data is stored. Under the support tab is where you log in all your requests and help desk tasks. When you want to open up a new service request, it's as simple as clicking on this. We have deliberately logged active requests to time Microsoft's responses, and they can they contact us literally within hours, depending on the severity of the call you make. So there is full history and workflow of the issue, and all the information is very simple and easy to see. You can also upload files for them, etc. So it's very extensive service request environment. Now, one of the handy things that Microsoft also do is provide you all the files you'll need to download and use. So there is the Microsoft Online Services sign-in app, which we'll look at shortly. Where required, you'll need .NET Framework. You also get, as part of the BPOS suite, if you sign up to the full BPOS suite, you are licensed for Microsoft Office Communicator 2007 Release 2. So you actually get, while you're signed, actually a license for that product. Under Service Settings is where we do our main administration. So because we are allocated disk space per user license, we can see how much we have allocated and how much we have left. These are basically usage bars. At 25 gigabytes a mailbox, we have a total of 6.25 terabytes of total email data, of which I have personally allocated 440 gigabytes. Now what that means is that you cannot actually give more than 25 gigabytes of mail to a particular user, but you can reduce that initial number and you can keep your eye out. This comes in handy when you're starting to do archiving, where the maximum archive mailbox size is 100 gigabytes at the moment. Each user license on SharePoint allows you to have 250 megabytes. So we have a 6 gigabyte default allocated, 62.5 gigabyte allocated storage environment. You can purchase additional storage as and when required, but again, that's up to your needs, etc. Now through this environment also we can create contacts, distribution lists, conferences. So we are actually just looking at the overview, but Exchange Online will give us an idea of what we can do here. As you can see, we've got contacts, we have distribution lists. Now the Active Directory synchronization will actually take your distribution lists from your Active Directory and synchronize it into the cloud, so that any distributions list you have on premise can be done there. Safe senders and safe locked. Safe senders is pretty much any user accounts or any email or IP addresses that you feel is not spam and it's safe for them to send to you. Block senders is exactly the same, but the opposite, where you want to block people.